Hello friends, welcome to another episode of the Rifle Chair channel. Getting a little bit of PT today, going for a hike in the back 40. Beautiful day. Actually, it's a bit cloudy. You know, it's been pissing rain lately, but gotta get out and do it. I want to talk to you about persona today. We have an election coming in October. It is currently September 2019. There's a lot at stake. There's a lot on the line. There's a feeling of anxiety running through Canada right now that is, I've never seen it this bad before in Canada. Just in front of a federal election, I've never seen Canadians more divided. I've never seen Canadians so scared and manipulated. And so I want to talk about persona and what that is. See, we all project a persona depending on what it is we're doing or what it is that we're being confronted with. We all do it. It's nothing new. We do it when we're applying for jobs. We use a persona when we're standing up in front of a crowd of people, maybe giving a speech or addressing a group of people. We do it when we have difficult conversations. We do it when we play poker. Put on your poker face. You're putting on a persona. You're putting on a persona of confidence, strength, and knowledge. Basically, let's put it that. How comfortable can you look? You're projecting a persona under difficult circumstances sometimes. Confidence. Here's the thing, is that frequently when we're doing that, we're actually feeling anxious and uncomfortable. Right? So we're not really being our genuine self. Let's put it that way. So we project an image that we think people need to see. Some people take that to extremes, and that's why we have Mr. Dress Up as a prime minister. While on one hand, he says he's trying to uplift the downtrodden, privately, behind closed doors, he's laughing at them. This whole blackface thing, for example. You think he's any different today? No. Where that source comes from, it's deeply, maybe genetically built into him. When you see stuff like that, you're seeing the genuine Justin Trudeau. So we also see it in his dirty laundry. We see it in his policies. For those that pay attention to patterns and trends, you can see it. It's almost like being in the Matrix. When it comes to his dirty laundry, his policies, his team, lack of integrity, lack of transparency, his ethics, ongoing investigations of wrongdoing into him and his party. So, here's the thing. I'll go this way. The path less traveled. Here's the thing. While legally he is a prime minister, he's not prime ministerial. He doesn't have the right stuff. He's a drama teacher role-playing a prime minister. This tree just came down. We had a huge wind yesterday. Not abnormal for this area, but yeah, that's a lot of firewood right there. Speaking of which, I really could use some firewood. So he's not genuine. He's not being his genuine self. He's not the genuine article, and he doesn't have the substance of a prime minister. And I would relate this drama teacher to an empty vessel that is essentially being controlled by special interests that have his ear because of his own personal leanings. So he's being manipulated. I think that's pretty obvious. It is to me, it is to a lot of other people too. So I pay attention to these things. I pay attention to trends and patterns because I'm a bit of a student of history, and patterns and trends are important. Because certain ideas come from certain events, certain patterns, certain trends, and one of the patterns of history is class struggle. So I'm going to get a little bit deep here. Hope you forgive me for it. And class struggle is the essential nature of group identity and how you use that to your advantage. If you believe that people, because of their class or their group identity, believe certain things because of those characteristics, then you're a Marxist. Class warfare, group identity, Marxism. We've seen what this does. It pits one group against another with a view to obtaining power or some kind of socialist utopia. It's very, very dangerous. And we've seen how this is played out in history. I'll give you 3 Canadian examples. I gotta sit down here. Is this wet? Yeah, that's wet. Oh well. I'll give you 3 examples. So here's one. So I'll refer to them as Marxist liberals because I don't think they're real liberals anymore. So what have they done? 3 examples. There's many more, but I'll give you 3. So let's look at the energy sector. So Canada's energy sector, it's on its knees. It's had 4 years of having walls and doors slammed in their face. And so the government has actively pursued a policy of environmentalists versus the energy sector. And as a result, with the support of the power of government, Canada's energy sector is on its knees. There is one example, pitting one group against another. Another one be when they, actually was it yesterday or the day before? Trudeau declared that a state of aggression exists between lawful firearms owners and the state, and that they're going to prohibit and take away our private property that we have obtained legally. They call it a buyback. However, that's just a nice term that they use for taking away your private property. It gives me certain feelings about that subject. Anyway, the idea is that liberals, Marxist liberals, the Trudeau's Marxist liberals have basically said that gun owners, lawful Canadian gun owners, are the problem of gun violence in Canada, which is a blatant lie. It's totally, completely untrue. None of the statistics support that claim, and it is a blatant lie. It is a deception. Change hands here. So rather than resource the law enforcement community and pursue gang violence, gangs, the violent criminal element in our country, instead of pursuing that, they're going to go after lawful firearms owners and take away their property. That's an example of class warfare, and it's a blatant lie and deception. And a third one, I think, it's always politically incorrect for me to bring this stuff up, but the truth is that if you openly criticize radical Islam and returning ISIS fighters, then you're an Islamophobe and you hate Muslims, which is another total deception, a total lie, intended to cause one group to erupt against another. It's group identity warfare. Let's keep moving. So liberals don't behave like this. This is not what liberals do. This is what Marxists do. An ideology that has murdered millions of people. Great, it's going to get dark. By the way, sometimes see moose in that area right there. Right at the toe of that slope. Nice little spot. So whenever I come in through here, I stop and I watch, listen. It's pretty cool. So Trudeau, the drama teacher, the master manipulator. He can cry at the drop of a hat. He's good. He's a great actor, I have to admit. He dresses up just like any other actor. He paints his face, does blackface. That's an insult to actors. But if you're a liberal, then frankly, I actually feel a little bit sorry for you because you've been manipulated. And it's not right, because almost all of the liberals I've met have, honestly, they've been wonderful people. Warm, loving, friendly, just great fun to be with, fun to be around. And I don't like seeing people like that manipulated, because I like liberals. We need liberals. And I hate it when I see them being manipulated. But for many of you, you have been convinced, sadly convinced, that a small minority of law-abiding Canadians are a danger to you, to your safety, and to your family's safety, because they own and use firearms lawfully. It's a blatant lie, and you should reconsider your support for the Liberal Party of Canada. The NDP and the Greens, frankly, a lot of you are not going to like this, but are no better. And they're no better because they're using the same fear to manipulate you. They're trying to scare you into voting for them because the end of the world is coming. It's the signature of Marxists, alarmism, and they're endangering the future of this wonderful country called Canada. Don't vote for any of them. That's my counsel. Persona. The liberal deception. Hope you're all doing great. I know you're probably not. These are stressful times. But we got to do our best, folks. October's coming. That election is coming. We have a real opportunity to put Canada on a different path. Let's grab that opportunity and run with it. Red for Trudeau signing out. Hope you're all doing well, and as always, Maple Leaf up.